Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. Not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled, Is the Juice Worth the Squeeze? The Leadership Case for Strategic Discernment. Here we go. There's a question I come back to constantly, in my own work, in conversations with leaders I coach, and in the moments where I'm trying to decide where to put my energy. It's a short question, simple on the surface, but when you sit with it, it cuts right through the noise. Before I get into it, I want you to think about the last big initiative you committed to, the last project you pushed through, the last meeting series that you agreed to. And I want you to ask yourself, what did you actually get out of it? Not what you'd hoped for, but what you actually got. That's the tension we're sitting in today. I've said over and over again that it's very important to ask if the juice is worth the squeeze. And I ask that question regularly. And that's it. That's the whole frame. And if you've never heard it before, I want you to slow down and let it land. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Most leaders never ask this question before they say yes to something. They feel the pull of the opportunity. They see the potential and they move fast. Here's what I've seen happen at the executive level over and over again. A leader gets excited about an idea. The idea has real merit. It sounds compelling in a room. It gets resourced, staffed, scheduled, and 6 months later, the team is exhausted. The results are marginal, and nobody wants to be the one to say it out loud. This was not worth what we put into it. The initiative did not fail because people were not working hard. It failed because the wrong question was asked at the beginning, or no question at all. The assumption was that effort plus intention equals results. But that equation is missing a variable, and that variable is strategic discernment. Here's where I see people get this wrong. They hear, is the juice worth the squeeze? And they think it's about avoiding hard work. It's not at all. Some of the most valuable things you will ever do as a leader are going to be brutally difficult. They will test your team. They will test you. They will test your conviction. The squeeze will be real. The question is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about choosing the right difficulty. It's about investing your finite resources, your time, your people, your capital, into the efforts that will actually deliver something worth having. Laziness looks like avoiding the squeeze. Wisdom looks like choosing your squeezes carefully. So how do you operationalize this? You start before the commitment is made. Most leaders evaluate efforts after the fact. They look back and decide whether something was worth it. The quote of mine is pointing us toward a different posture. Do the evaluation up front. Define what the juice looks like before you squeeze anything. What does success actually mean here? Not in vague terms, specifically. And then ask, given what it will cost in time, energy, focus, and opportunity cost, does the expected return justify the investment? If the answer is unclear, that is your signal to slow down and get clarity before you move. That's not pessimism, it's precision. And it's one of the most underrated skills in executive leadership. Here's what I want you to carry from this conversation into your week. Not a checklist, just one question to hold. When the next opportunity comes across your desk, or when your team brings an idea they're excited about, before you move, ask, what's the juice? What's the squeeze? Get specific about both, and then make the call from that clarity. The leaders who do this consistently are not the ones who do less. They're the ones who do the right things with remarkable focus and intention. So my question, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is deceptively simple. But the leaders who actually internalize it change how they allocate everything. Their time, their team's energy, their strategic priorities. They stop measuring success by how much they are doing. They start measuring it by what they are producing. And that shift is one of the most meaningful that a leader can make. Because at the end of the day, effort is not the currency of leadership. Results are. And results come from choosing your squeezes wisely.